Hey guys, it's BB or CJ or Bio or whatever you would like to call me, and it's 3:52 a.m. and this is pretty much on a whim, but I just got the email. This is pretty much on a whim, but I just got the email that I just got my Patreon email that I got the money. Patreon just sent me an email that pretty much said that, hey, you got money. See? Voila. No, thank you. So for starters, it is November 2, 2017, which is around Undas, or the Day of the Dead. And it's a pretty small fact, but it actually means a lot. Because I just got the email from Patreon, that means I'll have to wait at least 2 days for the funds to go to my bank. So yeah, also happy All Souls Day. And number 2 is that for Ragnarok and Hannibal pretty much won the fan art poll for this month. So yeah, I pretty much have to go and watch the movie. Yeah, it's a need, pretty much need. And number 3 is that the closest cinema in my region is this one, and it is about 2 hours away. Like, it's here, over at one side of the region, and I am over all the way here at the other side of the region. So yeah, it's about a 2-hour ride, and it really is the closest one. But CJ, what is that? Well, let me tell you, that is actually an abandoned. That is actually an abandoned movie theater here in my town, which is like, I don't know, decades old. And I'm actually pretty surprised that it's still on the map. I mean, it's clearly dysfunctioning. So yeah, the Helen Cinema is a no-go. So with all those things considered, I thought it would be nice to show you guys what it usually means to me when I get to watch the movies I want to watch, and being able to watch them because of you. And I've never really done this before, so I could mess up, maybe a little, maybe a lot, but I'd be happy to have you on the ride. So yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next 2 days on November 4. Yeah, see you in 2 days. Very quick update, it is 10:30 p.m, still November 2, and I just got a confirmation that my money is in the bank, so I went ahead and reserved my ticket for the movie tomorrow around the afternoon, and this is what I get. Here's the movie, here's the time, and this is what I get. Do you see that? This is why you reserve tickets, everybody. This is why. God damn it. Hey guys, very quick update. It is November 3, 2017, and 10:04 a.m. and I'll be on the road in a few minutes. I literally just uploaded this. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. And yeah, I'm excited. Honey, bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, bye bye. Bye-bye.
2 hours later.
K Light no sales zone.
Okay, very quick update now that that's over. I got my ticket and got me some water. Hashtag not sponsored. And it is around 2:20 p.m. I don't know if you can see that. It's 2:20 p.m.
2 hours later.
Hindi ko nakita sabi ng lalaki ni naghulay.
8 hours later.
And we're back. One second. It is now 4:28 a.m. November 4. 2 hours since I woke up, and I guess 6 hours since I watched the movie. But yeah, I want to give my thoughts out on it while it's still fresh in my head, and I even took some notes. So I'll do my best not to spoil anything. So this is a spoiler-free review, unless you didn't watch the trailers. In that case, you might get a little problem. First things first, remember those reserve seats I showed you earlier? The ones in blue, the entire row that I was aiming for? Do you know what I found when I got inside that cinema and took my seat? There was no one there. There was no one there in that entire row. I mean, I completely lost concept of Salt on the entire trip to that cinema. And when I actually got there, and I realized that there wasn't anyone sitting in that entire row. I mean, I waited. I was constantly looking back over my shoulder, seeing who might have gotten those best seats in the house. But did anybody show up? I mean, who would give up those? Who would give up the most amazing seats in the house? Well, either way, whoever those were, they missed out. Or it might have been just a technical error in that case. Come on. But anywho, onto the review. So, overall review of the entire movie was amazing, as most Marvel movies are usually these days. But a little bit more specifically, Thor Ragnarok is basically a comedy as much as it's a fantasy film slash sci-fi film. I mean, it's an entire universe. It's an entire connected universe. And I guess a lot of the movie revolved around the jokes, well, they took some time getting used to, but just a very short time. Let me explain. Around the time the first trailers came out, I remember that there was a running joke. The 4 was pretty much Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and to an extent, that's actually kind of true, but in a good way. I mean, don't get me wrong, the jokes were amazing. It wasn't like in Guardians of the Galaxy that you kind of expect them to happen. Every single joke landed. That's how good it was. But I guess the main reason why it took me some time to get used to them, again, very, very short amount of time, was that the jokes mostly revolved around the fact that it's been 2 years since the events of Age of Ultron, and of course, within 2 years, you can expect some changes, especially with one's speech patterns. I mean, you guys already probably got that taste in the trailers with the Thor versus Hulk battle, and with the um, I lost my hammer like yesterday, so that's pretty fresh. Compare that kind of speech to the first Thor movie, and you'll see how different it was. And I think that was great. I'm getting the sense that probably some people would think that that's a big change from the last films. Some might say that it's not sticking to the origins of Thor. Thor doesn't speak that way. Thor is an old English dude with old English speech and stuff. But really, for me, it seems like a natural progression. Thor's been surrounded by many people, many races. He's been surrounded by the Avengers, Tony especially, and you'll see why, especially when you watch the movie. Yeah, you pretty much get that sense that the entire movie will have a distinct tone in terms of their jokes. And again, the jokes were amazing. And it doesn't just apply to Thor, actually, even Loki. So yeah, I guess the right thing to do is to come to the cinema in an open mind. And besides, immediately the first scene, this isn't really a spoiler because it's been in the trailers, sort of, but immediately the first scene, they'll give you that sense that, hey, this is Thor now, and he's changed a lot. He's grown, he's learned, and sorry about that. He's changed, he's learned, his speech has changed, and it's good. It's a good thing. It goes to show how much you can change. My point is, the jokes were great, the pacing was great. It didn't feel like they were trying too hard to make the jokes funny. In a way, it really does remind me of the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, where every joke just landed like that one scene Peter needed that guy's leg. The jokes come naturally, basically, and I like that. I really, really like that fact. It's good because Chris Hemsworth and even Tom Hiddleston, they're both naturally funny when you give them a chance. You get to see Chris's comedy skills in Ghostbusters, and Tom, I'm pretty sure Tom has mentioned time and time again that he'd like to have a comedy movie at least once. Well, I might be wrong. I mean, I'm pretty sure he already has a comedy movie somewhere down the line. But yes, he was good. They were all good. Even Anthony Hopkins. So that's just a non-spoiler review. What else? What else? What else? Even Kate Blanchett. Kate Blanchett was. She was amazing. She was beautiful. She was gorgeous. And what else? What else? What else? Mark Ruffalo was amazing. They were just the entire cast. Jeff Goldblum, of course, and oh shit, I forgot her name. Tessa Thompson. Tessa Thompson. That's her name. I remember while I was in the cinema, there was one guy beside me that kept saying that lalakas ng mga babae, meaning all the women are strong, all the women were amazing. It's not exactly another spoiler, but yes, you will get lots of good scenes with Tessa and Kate Blanchett, which don't even look like it's on your face. Like the scenes are just casually there, showing their strengths. Hella and oh god, I forgot her name. See, I just realized that Tessa's character doesn't even actually have a name, and she's literally known as the Valkyrie. Well, you learn about the Valkyrie in the movie, but yeah, she's basically one of the badass women warriors in the Thor universe, and enough said. Helga and her were very amazing. I just so much love for the cast and the production. Oh, even Benedict Cumberbatch. Ben's scenes are very short, but very, very rounded. You will love his appearance, and it'll make you wonder even more how it would be like if him and Robert Downey Jr. are in the same room in that universe, especially with Morgan Freeman in the mix. The other cast, of course, were amazing. Idris Elba as Heimdall. Even with him, actually, I find myself a bit shocked, a little shocked, just a little shocked, because in the past movies, he gets very, very few lines, and is usually in just one place, sitting there in the Bifrost. But here, he actually plays an integral part of the movie, so that's one other thing to get excited about. And what else? Of course, special effects were amazing. The sets were amazing. Soundtrack, yes, very 80s. You will love the soundtrack. And I guess one other thing I liked about the movie is how they treated Thor and Loki's relationship, and for Loki's and the Hulk's relationship. Yeah, just between the three of those and the two of those and the two of those. If you watch the trailers, or at least some of the trailers, there's a joke about who the strongest Avenger is. And Thor saying that he's the strongest Avenger, but it turns out that it's the Hulk. No. The strongest Avenger joke, basically. It does show you how Thor and the Hulk relate to each other, being these two gigantic figures in that very human team, the Avengers. The dynamic between the two of them is just something you wouldn't expect out of the two of them. And it isn't even just between the Hulk and Thor. There's Bruce Banner to consider, and that's another dynamic altogether. Another thing I liked about the movie is how they handled the exposition scenes. And, you know, those scenes where they pretty much explain to your face how certain things were, how things started, how they got to that point. And some movies handle those exposition scenes very, very blandly. The way they did it in the movie is that, well, they do the exposition scene and they make fun of it. The point is, I love how creative they were with the exposition scenes. Earlier, when I got back from the movie, I was on Twitter and I saw a tweet from the wonderful Reed person saying that they loved how the movie handled Loki, and I wholeheartedly agree with that. The first time we meet Loki, in the first movie, we get this tortured soul who just wants to prove his worth to his father. And the second time we meet him in the Avengers, he's a villain, essentially, but still a brother, still that guy that wants to prove his worth. And in the Dark World, we get to see an upgrade from that. And here's Loki. Here's Loki in a much more confident state. And that is the truest personification of the god of lies and mischief, which I guess is one of the main things I really loved about the second movie. But here, it's a good balance between that god of mischief we know and love from the second movie and that brother we also loved in the first movie. I remember when I first watched the first movie, there was this deleted scene that I'm pretty sure if it was included in the movie, it would have changed the dynamic between Thor and Loki altogether. It was I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube right now. It was a scene with before Thor walks down the aisle and gets his crown from Odin. Loki and Thor share a very heartfelt conversation, in which Thor admits that he is pretty nervous, and Loki comforts him. And if that scene was included in the movie, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have sympathized with him. That's one thing I really like about Ragnarok, that we pretty much got to see that relationship finally. Because technically these two are brothers. These two are each other's best friends, no matter what happens. They know each other's faults. At the same time, they know each other's, what's the opposite of faults? Overall thoughts on Loki now. I'm pretty excited how Loki and the Avengers will meet up in next Avengers movie, because you pretty much get the sense that he's turning a new leaf, or maybe not. I could be wrong. It is Loki we're talking about, but yeah, it will get you excited about what's to come in the next Avengers movie. And then what else? You might also get excited about the dynamic between Doctor Strange and Loki, considering that they're both sorcerers, or at least they're both magically oriented. And yeah, lots of excitement to come around. I don't know that much about Surtur in the comics. I mean, I'm getting the sense that some people may be angry that Surtur was used that way in the plot as a joke in the spoilers. As someone who doesn't have that much knowledge about Surtur in the comics, I personally think that the way they used Surtur in the movie was pretty cool, actually. And I guess that's all I have for now, without being too spoilery. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. I honestly don't know if I'll do anything like this again. I just want to let you all know that I am extremely grateful that I get to do these kind of things. It might be a small thing for some of you, but getting to go out and watch a movie is something I really value. It's one of the many joys in my life, many small joys in my life. And I'm glad to somehow have shared this experience with you. And oh, there's the sun. There's the sun. There's the sun. I couldn't have done this video without my patrons, who I'm hoping are showing in the side of the screen. And yeah, take care. Take care, everybody.